So it's finally here, the big Paradise patch notes with a lot of surprises and a lot of things we of course already knew. It's going to be a long one. Strap in, grab yourself a drink, and let's get started. Before we go into the patch notes, I want to quickly talk about this July update commentary that they posted after the patch notes. This has a few different things that are very important to know for the future months of Lost Ark. So in summary, what they're going to do, guys, in August, so not this update tomorrow, next month with the Valkyrie release, they're going to make it that cube tickets are 50% less dropping in the game. So every time you would get a cube ticket, it takes you now 2 times as long to get one. But the rewards from cube tickets are going to be 2 times as much. So technically you're not losing anything at all. But of course this is very bad for Paradise, because Paradise requires tickets to be converted into the keys, and of course the less cube tickets we have, the less keys we can get. So that's kind of bad. They as well said that they're gonna go ahead and convert our current cube tickets we have into a 50% less version as well. You can see for every 2 tickets we will have, it will be combined into 1 ticket. So if you kind of right now have 20 tickets laying around, you're waiting for those big conversions, you cannot do that because of course it will turn into 10 tickets, so making the key price double the price, which kind of sucks. And you may be thinking like, okay, but it doesn't matter because this is the August update. It's coming out of course in tomorrow. But no, because the Ebony Cube ticket conversion vendor will be coming out in August according to this patch. So be very careful, guys. We could see the very minimum version appearing, but I wouldn't say that's gonna be happening. So we'll see about it of course tomorrow when we see the patch notes, but I wanted to let you guys know that probably the vendor's not going to be there. And when it's coming next month, and it's going to be quite nerfed. They as well are saying that there is going to be a Road to Path event. They're still working on the details. And that the swimsuits are dead, sussy, that they couldn't put them on the website because they would get age restricted. So, a lot of people are a bit like, oh, are they dead? That's sus then? Or are the IA skins actually uncensored? So, we'll see about it tomorrow. Call the FBI and let's get into the patch notes. So here we go, guys. Welcome to Paradise. This is going to be the big patch note, 25,000 words. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible while, of course, highlighting everything you need to know. So the gates of Paradise are opening at the July 23rd. So that's going to be tomorrow. The mains is expected to last 10 hours. So enjoy your nice little dinner, and after that it's going to be giga grind. Okay, first of all, guys, Paradise is going to be we're going to have ourselves Elysian. Elysian technically is going to be the first stage of Paradise. This is your chaos dungeon where you're going to grind yourself your exclusive Paradise gear. So if you don't know how Paradise works, I'm going to quickly explain it right now. So this is going to be a separate system from your normal gearing. It's going to have 3 different stages. Elysian, which is a chaos dungeon where you farm yourself exclusive Paradise gear, which you can use inside of the Paradise mini game technically. Then we have ourselves the next stage, which is going to be called Crucible. This is where you fight yourself bosses with the Paradise gear, and with that you are going to rank into a leaderboard, which is going to give you a lot of extra rewards as well if you do correctly. And with then after every single week you get yourself a weekly rank reward, and that's going to give you some hell keys, and those can be used inside of hell, which is stage 3. And stage 3 of hell is going to give you a bunch of materials, including leap stones, fusion materials, shards, etc., and including a lot of gold as well. But this is all character bound, so you're gonna have to do this on every single character and stuff. So that is technically Paradise in a nutshell. So of course, what is the minimum requirements for the Paradise? It's gonna be 1580 eye level. You have to do the guide quests as well, and that's technically it. So it's actually gonna be pretty new. There's gonna be additional entries that can be earned from level reward clears, Paradise material exchange, which is nice. Field boss randomly, interesting that we can get these. And Azenas Blessing, this is a new feature we will read about in just a little bit, guys, but you can actually get them from field bosses, which is pretty cool. It shows as well, by the way, that the Paradise material exchange is going to be there, but I don't think cube tickets are going to be in there for hell key conversion. Alright, so Crucible, this technically is just you're fighting a 1v1 with a boss for 60 seconds, and the faster you do it, the more rewards you should gain, because then you can move on to the next one and next one. And if you are the best one out of your whole region, you get yourself some cool rewards, because there's a leaderboard tied to this. So how is the leaderboard decided? It's based by the highest stage level that's been reached. If everyone reaches level 10, then it's going to be based on the highest damage dealt, and then it's going to be based on the fastest clear. So this, of course, is very, very interesting to see. And we'll, of course, see who gets rank 1. So there's going to be weekly rankings, and these weekly rankings, what you get is super simple. You get yourself, if you are a top player, you get yourself a little bit of a banner, which we will see on our new character UI. You get yourself the title, and you get yourself some hell keys. But these titles and banners are only there for a week. The permanent ones are at the end of the season. The season lasts around 2.5 months. So if you are a rank 1 player at the end of the season, you're going to earn those same rewards, but they're going to be permanent for your character, and as well some extra gold as a reward. Then we have hell. This is, of course, going to be from the weekly keys you're going to get. This is just a super short dungeon. Takes around like 2 to 3 minutes, and you're just going to go down into floors and floors and floors, and the deeper you go with the floors, the better rewards you're going to get. The best rewards include like even up to like 2.7 thousand Aureas from one chest, like a bunch of gold. It's crazy. Actually, you get yourself a lot of materials from this. It's going to be very cool, and of course, because it is like a separate gearing system, it doesn't matter if someone is like 1710 or 1720, everyone's on an equal playing field. So I think that's pretty cool. And then the last thing, of course, you're gonna get yourself from this, because we're just gonna skip past this a little bit because it's just talking about the honing and stuff of that. So the gear technically is like amulets and shields and cups and stuff. So instead of wearing a body and a weapon, you're wearing a cup for extra power. So that's technically what it's all about. You get yourself a Paradise Orb at the floor 3, 5, or no, sorry, 3, 7, and 10, if I remember correctly. And this orb gives you like a very minor combat benefit, but it gives you some free healing, which I think is pretty cool. So why would you do Paradise? It's just for the solo materials you're gonna get from hell, for the extra rewards you do from the ranking, and as well, of course, for that orb for your character, because it just gives you a little bit of an extra bonus. Okay, that is Paradise. It's very cool. I like it. You're gonna like it as well. If it doesn't make sense right now, don't worry about it. I will be making a Paradise guide once it's in the game. But for now, just think about it as like an extra daily you do 5 times a week on a character. So we now have Solo Aegir. The next solo raid has been added to the game for 1660 plus. So it comes with a solo exchange, which gives you honing materials, support materials, accessories, abilities, stones, luminescent gem chest, relic bracelet, and some other stuff as well. Very nice. There is going to be as well a solo mode difficulty adjustment for every single raid. I'll slowly scroll past them. If you care about these, feel free to pause the video. But I think most people do not really care about solo mode adjustments, because not a lot of people are doing solo modes and are failing. So the biggest one, of course, is going to be the nerf to Akan, because I think a lot of people are actually hating this boss a lot. So I think that's pretty cool. Then we have ourselves events. We have ourselves the event power pass, which is going to be a ticket which you can use on any character you want, but only one. And that character is not allowed to, of course, to be above level 1585. Because what it does, it immediately skips your character all the way to 1585. And it skips all the story, and it gives you a nice little gear set to use right away, which is very cool. Then if you're 1585, you can immediately access the new Mokoko Challenge Express. This is like an accelerated event where you can get yourself a lot of honing materials and items inside of the game, and you're gonna go ahead and be able to go and just progress through the game a lot faster, all the way up to 1660, which is very nice. Keep in mind though, if you want to make yourself a Valkyrie, you have to save this event all the way till then, because there's not going to be another one while Valkyrie releases. And as well, make sure that you are going to be fast enough, because this event actually ends at October 15th. So make sure that you do this whole event, have everything claimed, everything done by October 15th. So you have around 2.5 months to do this. Some of the key rewards, of course, from the event is going to be Light of Salvation and Lost on Cliff 30 card sets. You get yourself 2 elixir sets, actually, which is really cool. You get yourself full armor transcendence and weapon transcendence at level 5. You get yourself a bunch of dark fires and skills as well to complete to level 7, so don't worry about those. You get yourself a full Knut relic set to immediately go to 1640 if you want to do that. And you get yourself a bunch of Hellfire Keystones to get full full Aegir set week 1 as well, and some level 7 gems. Very cool. Alright, so that's of course the gist of the Mokoko Challenge Express. And then we have ourselves the Mokoko Bootcamp. It's returning, so I'll try to explain this at the best of my capability, because the text is a little bit vague. Mokoko Bootcamp is a new system to prevent gatekeeping. You're gonna get yourself a Mokoko icon next to your name. This will indicate that you're a new player. You're maybe like, this is really bad. No. Because if you're a new player, you're gonna give rewards to veteran players and they want to take you along and maybe even teach you the raids, but you're at least not gonna get gatekept because you're a new player. So how are you eligible to be a Mokoko? Very simple. You have to be below 1690 eye level, which is quite a high eye level. So I'm pretty sure most people that are a returning or a new player are not near the eye level at all. So don't worry about it. So you need to be below 1690. And then you need to be one of those two criterias. So either you're a brand new player or a returning player, okay, that is not played in the last 60 days. If you are a new player, so you made a new account, or you're a returning player, but you've returned in the last 60 days, you are a Mokoko for the whole duration of the event until October 15. So you will never lose it until you go 1690 eye level, okay? So everyone that's new or everyone that's returned in the last 2 months will be a Mokoko, okay? But what about veteran players that have played the whole time but aren't 1690? If you have not cleared a raid of a gate 1 of a raid for 10 times, let's just say you're going to Belshazzar for the first time, but you have played the whole time, right? You have played in the last 60 days and before that as well. If you've never cleared Belshazzar, you are still going to be a Mokoko in Belshazzar until you reach the 10 raid mark. So new players are Mokokos, returning players are Mokokos, and veterans that aren't progressed very high are going to be Mokokos as well, that have not enough experience to have a clear 10 times in the raids that are available, which will be Ivory Tower, Thamine, Echidna, Behemoth, Aegir, and Belshazzar. So it's going to be very easy to see as well right now who is going to be experienced enough in these raids and who are new, and you're going to be able to find parties pretty easily because veterans really want you in your parties, because both Mokoko and veteran players will earn tokens to exchange for rewards if you participate in raids with at least one Mokoko player. So every raid, every party will want one Mokoko, and like I said, everyone that's new, everyone that's returning, everyone's that not really advanced into the game can be a Mokoko, which I think is absolutely amazing. Okay, so what are the major rewards we can expect from the shop? The shop rewards are not in here, sadly, but are going to be the Mokoko Gate Smasher title, bracelet, rework tickets, selector pack, and as well some other materials. It doesn't say we're getting a relic engraving, so do not expect a relic engraving to be in here. It's probably not in here. If it was, it would have been mentioned. So Maharaka Festival as well. They're not really talking about a lot of stuff. We've seen this shop from Russia, and if you, of course, have not seen it, go check my last video yesterday. We talked about, of course, the stuff from Russia. But they do say, because that shop is actually pretty bad, guys. The Maharaka shop from Russia is pretty bad. But they do say that it has an enormous cache of valuable rewards to help with player progression. So let's hope that our version of the Maharaka Festival is better. I am not counting on it personally. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we could see a juiced up version compared to Russia. So it's pretty cool. As well, for everyone that is playing today, events are ending. The competitive PvP season is going to be gone for Season 6. The Call of the Guardians event is going to be gone as well. So this is going to be the event where you get those extra juice steppies. The gold from the raids as well is going today. So go do ahead and do your roster. Do every Guardian, because tomorrow it is gone. Okay? Grand Prix event is, well, of course, as well gone. So up next, we have ourselves the skin collection book. Nothing too interesting about this. This is just so you can adjust skins and try them on easier. Don't worry about it too much. We're gonna just move past this. We have ourselves the character profile upgrade. So now you have yourself a new character profile, which looks absolutely amazing. So you can see your character, you can see your name. We have the new banners, which you can obtain from different places inside the game. This is a little emblem menu, the emblem icon you can earn as well. He doesn't have one equipped, but it's right here. This will be a little spot for that. Title, guilds, PvP ranking, etc, etc. You can see your build as well, which spec you're running. So if your knight's at your full moon, it will show right here which one you are, which I think is pretty cool. It showcases your elixirs, it showcases how many flowers you have, it showcases how many things you did for all the other systems in the game. So the new menu just looks really cool, and we have the new combat power, which is a combined number of all your items you have, and it's just going to show a number there for your total power, which I think is pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and skip past the rest because it's not really interesting. If you ever, of course, want to go ahead and just pause and read this, then feel free to do that. But as well, by the way, the full patch notes will be linked in the description down below. Improved party finder and lobby. It's just going to be a nice little lobby that showcases people's characters. You know, it is a bit whatever. It looks cool though, but yeah. The big one, guys, achievement rework. So there's just going to be like a lot more things to do with achievements. You're going to have to go ahead and complete them now because you can earn a lot of cool rewards, including titles, including some character UI things for in here. So this little icon right here, like I said, you can get one from achievement rework, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, a bunch of stuff changed with that. So everyone is going to go ahead and farm a lot of achievements, which I think is really cool. So definitely give this a look, guys. If you do not care normally about horizontal content, give this a look because I think it's actually very cool because you get yourself a lot of rewards from this, which I think is very sick. Quality of life changes. So we have the bound gem system, guys. If you don't know what this is, you can bind your tradable gems to your character, and if you bind them, what it makes it, you can swap them freely between cooldown and damage gems, and you can swap them freely between any type of spell that's on them. So if you want to go from heavily tuned to guardian tuned, you can freely swap them without silver cost. If you need a heavily tuned damage gem and it needs to be turned into a cooldown gem, you can do that with this. But keep in mind, if they are bound to you, it takes 15 days for you to be able to unbound them if you really want to trade them over or whatever. So it's not something you can just toggle on and off. So keep in mind that this is going to replace people's gems sometimes as well. So I think that's pretty cool. We have ourselves character bound gold. This is going to be a new feature added in with Paradise. What this technically just means is that there will be normal gold, bound gold, which is going to be for your whole roster, and there will be character bound gold. So if that is earned on a character, only that character will have that gold, and that is mainly from Paradise. So keep that in mind as well. Up next is going to be Mokoko chat. This, in my opinion, is the most stupid thing in the whole thing, because there is going to be a Mokoko chat available where Mokokos can talk to veterans, but the requirement for you to be a mentor is that you are at least 300 roster, and I think this is a ridiculous requirement. 300 roster has nothing to do with an indicator if you know everything about the game. It just shows that you have been doing story on multiple characters for multiple times. That's literally it, because I have done everything with progression. I've done a lot of things, and I am not even roster 300. So I think roster 300 is the most ridiculous requirement. 200, 250, sure, but 300 is insane, and that's the reason why even though I literally help as many Mokokos as possible, I am not going to be able to enter the mentor chat, and I think it's just dumb. Definitely lower this requirement to like 250 or 200. It doesn't make sense that people cannot help because they're not level 300 roster. It's super stupid. It is what it is. Then we have some nerfs, guys, to honing and stuff. Very interesting. So first of all, we have that Akan's gear crafting has been reduced from weapon from 100 to 75, 40 to 30. Akan as well, 100 to 75, 40 to 30. Very, very nice. There's going to be legendary cards added to the Wandering Merchant, Sidereal Lutera, Zennerville, Garnalu, and Sidereal Cian, Galatur, Weekend Coco Sided, and Beatrice. Very, very nice. No more quests for Transcendence and Elixir crafting, which is cool. There now, guys, is going to be a honing support reduction for XP. This equals to shards, guys. So the amount of shards you need to use to hone your characters is going to go from a 10% reduction to 15 on number 4. But with what we're getting ourselves a number 5 research. So this probably will turn into a 20% reduction. So we're getting ourselves a nice 10% shard reduction nerf for characters. We do not know if this goes all the way to 1620 or only 1580, because this one only goes to 1580, but it could be that this one goes all the way to 1620, and that would be awesome to see a 10% shard nerf or even more on the tier 3 shards, because it's always very, very hard to get those shards. So good. You know, I didn't expect a holding nerf at all. We got something. That's pretty cool. As well, tier 2 got a big honing nerf. Very nice. So moving over to tier 3 is going to be a lot easier as well, which is pretty cool. And some more growth support missions, and as well, you know, just some extra stuff for new players, which I think is cool. Then we have ourselves the Una task revamp. To keep this simple, there's no more daily tasks, okay? No more daily tasks. It's now only weekly tasks. You have to do 3 weekly tasks to get the maximum amount of coins. It's very, very nice. And the only reason why you would do daily unit tasks is just for reputation of islands and quests and stuff and combat experience. So it's just going to reduce that people are just going to have to do 3 weekly quests a week instead of 3 daily unas per day. Very, very nice. So you're gonna get yourself a lot more rewards. I think that's pretty cool. So and as well, they increase the amount of rewards, because I think it was before capped out at 1680, then now it's a 1700 and a 1720 plus amount. So it's pretty cool that you get more rewards if you're a higher eye level now, which I think is pretty cool. All right. The big one, guys, another one on the list is gonna be gold adjustments. Yes, yes, yes. We have ourselves the gold nerf. So we have a few additional ones, which we didn't see on Russia yesterday. And that is, of course, gonna be that the gold has been moved to bound gold for Volton, Vicus, Bro, Kaku, and Aegir. Okay? So make sure that a lot of those golds are gonna be moved to bound. Very interesting. Then we see as well that some of these have been nerfed in gold. Kyangle, Akan, Ivory Tower, Thaymine, Echidna, and Behemoth. So, of course, we knew that Thaymine, Echidna, Behemoth would be nerfed. We didn't know that Ivory Tower, Akan, and Kyangle as well would see a little reduction. But you can see as well that all of these are now equal for solo and normal mode. So, hard mode still gives more gold. So you can see right here, 3.3, 4.3, 4.76. But at least it makes it that solo mode is not a negative thing compared to normal modes. Very good. Alright, definitely like that. As well, the cost of some material chests has been decreased, so you get less gold, but the cost for chests is less as well. So I think that's good. You can see the gold cost here. Let's be honest, this doesn't say much to you guys. You'll just notice it when you're in the game. But you can see there's some big reductions, guys. Look. You know, some of these are, this one for hard, not really, but for normal, it's actually a pretty big reduction, which I think is nice. Gold Island is going to be a little of extra gold if you're now above the 1720 eye level. It was now, it's up to 5.4k, which is pretty cool. You can now earn clear medals, which are going to be the solo mode medals from Behemoth, which is nice. And this is going to be pretty interesting. The amount of honing materials from the view more rewards of variant endgame rewards have been adjusted, so there's some extra changes, maybe less or more materials. We do not really know. They don't say what's changed in here. So there's going to be some material changes to raids. But this is the big one, guys. The drop rate of Ebony Cube tickets in Tier 3 Chaos Dungeons have been reduced by 50%. Okay? And as well, the drop rate of gems in Tier 3 Chaos Dungeons have been reduced by 50%. Why is this nerfed? Bots. Every bot right now can make use the 1580 power pass and farm tier 3 gems and cube tickets to get even more gems. So that's why they nerfed them. So that's just how simple it is. It's been nerfed. It's just to get rid of people farming a lot of tier 3 gems and all the kind of stuff. It's just a lot less now. I'm pretty sure bots will still farm this, right? It doesn't really matter to them, but they have to farm double the amount. Simple as that. We get ourselves 3 new hairstyles, guys. Very, very nice. Right here, looking pretty cool. A new Kuruzan Purification system is here, guys. This is the thing we saw inside of the game. I'll quickly go to in-game right now. If you go over to your Chaos Dungeons, we get ourselves the Purification system, which is on the left right here. So if you do 1 Chaos Dungeon, you get 1 chest, 2 Chaos Dungeon, 1 chest, 3 Chaos Dungeon, 1 chest. But if you've done 3 Chaos Dungeons, you get no more extra shards. And this same system is gonna come inside of the Kuruzan front as well. So if you were farming these for a lot of shards, you only have to do them 3 times a week. But it kind of sucks because these potions we have for extra entries are literally useless now because they are not going to give you extra shards if you do that. So it sucks a little bit. So if you have potions right now and you're watching this, use them right now if you care about shards. If you do not care about shards, you can save them, of course, for the future for more cube tickets and stuff. But if you care about shards, then use them before the update goes tonight. As well, upon Guardian Great Repletion, you now, of course, get yourself that you get the Guardian Souls automatically numbed, which is very, very nice. You can now use mounts inside of raids, which is pretty cool. And the power pass has some adjustments. So, to keep this simple, if you would use a power pass, you just get a set of gear and that's it, right? There's nothing else you get. You don't get a build, you don't get, the things don't even get equipped, you just get the eye level and you get a set of gear in your inventory. What it now does is that you can go ahead and just like the express event, you get yourself a pre-made build which you can just click after you've expressed, which is very, very, very good. So there will be a little menu where you can just click like, I want to play Reflux, I want to play Igniter, and you get a full set of a build just set up for that class. So you don't have to go ahead and just set up or look up a build. You can just click a button after you power pass and you immediately get that going. So what was locked behind the express event first is now just a global thing. So you can as well switch between the styles freely. So if you want to go from a DPS artist to a support artist, you can just click a button and boom, it swaps over the whole menu. But this is gone after you do this for 30 days or if you reach 1640 eye level. So after those levels or after that time, you have to do your build yourself. So of course you can save the preset technically, but yeah, that is just very nice for people that are new to the game. They immediately can just get started with a build that they choose. They saw that they want to play the remaining energy death blades. They can click the button that says remaining energy death blades and boom, they have a build, boom, they have setup, boom, they have everything, and they do not have to think about anything at all and can just enjoy the game. I think, you know, that deserves a round of applause. I think just having that system in the game should have been there a long time ago, but I think that definitely deserves an applause because this is going to help players so much with the clutter and with all the things that is going on in the game. They should have this easy one button and just go play the game. One next thing that's in the patch notes, which I think is very, very, very important to know, is going to be about the pet's learned ability is now always in effect, even if it's not in the security division. And what does this mean? Of course, we have ourselves the pet wrench inside of the game. So if you get yourself a pet and you unlock the ability training section, which is right here, you get yourself these pets and they can go inside of the security division. So why is this interesting? It's because you can get yourself different abilities which gives you different benefits. And before you could only select like 3, right? You can see right now I have 1% additional damage, 1% strength index, and as well 0.5% demon damage. But I have a lot more pets, guys. I have way more pets. You can see right here I have other ones that give demon damage and all the other things. You can see this one has like beast damage. And what's nice right now, if you just have it, it is now going to be applied. So you want to get a lot of legendary pets, guys. You want to get a lot of them because every single thing that you can get inside the game which gives a damage bonus, you technically want to get right now. So of course it's going to be a lot of grind for people that maybe have only set up like 3 pets, but go ahead and do this right now because you can see right here, boom, I now have 2.8% more physical defense. Boom. Nothing interesting here. And this one, nothing interesting here as well. Of course, only the highest level gets applied. You don't get like, if you get 10 pets with all 0.5% demon damage, you don't get 5% demon damage. That's not how it works. It's just one of the best is applied, but it's just so good that you do not have to care about it anymore. And you can have just every single pet and they will be super useful as well. All right, let's move on, guys, to the store update. So this is the famous 2025 swimsuit skins that apparently were too sussy to put on the website, so we do not see the full review of them. Probably some other versions or maybe some very sussy IAS, so call the FBI. We do not really know, but we do not see them. There is going to be, though, we didn't know that, a new Summer Explorer Arc Pass. Okay, I didn't expect us to get an Arc Pass at all. I thought this would come next month. So we get an Arc Pass chock full of items as well with free and premium rewards if you really want to. We all know how this works, and, you know, you can always buy this as well. But here we go, guys. With everything good, something has to be bad, right? Welcome to Azenas Blessing, a brand new pay-to-win feature inside of Lost Ark. How does this work? It is Aura, but it's going to be for one character with separate different rewards. Okay, so let me explain this to you right now. So you can go ahead and buy Azenas Blessing for 28 days for 550 royal crystals, around $5, okay? If you buy yourself the biggest chest of royal crystals, it's around $4 to $5, okay? Per character. This is not roster bound. You can choose this per character. Buy 30 days of Azenas Blessing per character, not per roster. Per character, okay? What does this give? It gives you an exclusive Fade Ember drop. Additional Fade Ember drops from Kuruzan Front Guardians. And they have exclusive loot tables as well. The chance of you getting this Fade Ember is 7.5%. Which means if you do your Kuruzan Front and your Guardian every single day, you have around 1 extra Fade Ember per week. Okay? This is how it works. 1 extra Fade Ember per week. What does it give? Gold, cards, or relic engravings. Okay? But these are all roster bound. Nothing is tradable, so nothing's going to influence the economy. Do not worry about that. Okay? The amount of gold goes from 10k all the way up to 200k. And like I said, it gives random or selection. Relic engravings. Alright. What else does it give? It gives an ether inside of Kuruzan Chaos Dungeon. This is just to clear the raids faster. Okay. Then we have ourselves the endgame bonus chest. This is 3 times per week every time you clear a gate. Off gate, one of any type of content. So just like if you do your 3 weekly raids, you get yourself 3 chests in total. And that will give you randomly one of these items. So small material box, medium, large, or some gold. Okay. These material boxes have the same content as material chests from Fade Ember. So we know that if you get yourself a material chest from a Fade Ember, it's like, what is it, 3,000 shards and like some leap stones and whatever. No aureas. Okay, that's what you get as well. Then you get yourself +1 on the Paradise entry on the first stage thing, the Chaos Dungeon. So the first one we showed, the Elysian entrance, now instead of 5 tickets, you get 6 guaranteed every week, okay? You get 6 guaranteed every week, which I think this is the biggest part about this thing. If you are going to be a leaderboard player, you're going to have to buy this because 1 extra entrance per week could make the difference between you getting rank 1 or not getting rank 1. So that's a bit of a bummer. You get yourself permanent food buff. So this is like, you know, your mana foods and that kind of stuff. This is permanently active. So I think that's pretty cool. And then last but not least is going to be the daily item box, which will either give you a fusion material box or a holding support material box. It doesn't say how many. We do not know if it's 5 aureas. We don't think know if it's 10, if it's 50, or if it's 1,000. It's probably 5 aureas, and it's probably like a little bit of shards or whatever. And 1 leap essence bottle every day. So you may be wondering, what is this? I am not paying $5 a month for every character, right? That's what a lot of people are thinking right now. Let me break it down for you how good this actually is if you're a light spender. So to keep it simple, right? If you are not dropping any engravings per month, right, that you need to get, and let's just assume that you're only going to get gold and you're going to get yourself the lowest amount of gold possible every single time you get a drop, which of course, like, sometimes you get cards, sometimes you get gold, but sometimes you get 10k, sometimes you get 20k, right? Sometimes you do get a good engraving. If you, on average, just get 10k gold per Fade Ember, so that means 4 Fade Embers per month, you get 10k gold extra, and all the other items, you will earn around 92,000 gold in rewards if we assume you get 5 aureas per day. So this makes it that for $5 you are making 92,000 gold, which is equal to RMT G2G prices and even better of value. So if you are planning on spending $5 a month and you're doing your dailies every single day, your Guardian and your Chaos Dungeon, and you get yourself the basic, super basic rewards, I'm not even going off like you get the 200k, you get like an adrenaline book every week or whatever. I'm just going off like the minimum. You are gaining around 92 to 100,000 gold in material value per week. This is not tradable, so then thinking you're gonna earn 92,000 gold to just go ahead and splurge on something else in the auction house. No, it's the materials and everything value combined. It's around 92,000 gold. But if we assume, we did some mathematics, but if you assume you get yourself around half a relic book per month, which is like lowballing it, which you could get, if you get half a relic book you want per month, you get yourself around 200,000 golden items. So minimum around 100k, average is probably going towards the 200,000 gold per month for 550 royal crystals. So of course, like I said, if you compare that to RMT, this is very good value. And if you compare it to the normal F-shop value, this is very good value. So if you are a light spender in the game and you want to spend 5 to 10 to 15 bucks a month on the game, then this is the best value you could buy forever. because it's really, really, really good. But of course, this requires you to play every single day. It requires you to do your Guardian and your Chaos Dungeon every single day, and at least 3 raids per week. So if you are an average player, which you just do your dailies and you do yourself your Guardian, your raids, you will earn 100 to 200,000 gold extra materials per week. So that's what it is. I think it's a pretty good deal. I don't think it's bad. The only one I'm not agreeing with is this one. Okay? I do not agree with this one because this requires you, if you want to go out and be a leaderboard player, it requires you to buy this thing, because otherwise you will not be you will not be on the same pace as all the other people. I think it's just really dumb. Sadly as well, Christine Aura is not included in this, so this is separate from Christine Aura, and they as well made that the instant Una complete tickets have been replaced with regular light currency chests, so you get some silver. Alright, so that is the big one out of the way, guys, and now here we go. This is going to be the balance patch, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and skip over this. I will link this in the comment section down below to the post. If you want to watch and read your own class, you can do that, but you know, there's so like the page is halfway down right now. All the stuff we talked about is half the patch notes. Literally, in balance patch is the other half, which is crazy. I will talk about a few things though in here. That some engraves of course have been adjusted for awakening, drops of ether, contender, explosive expert, but of course we knew this would already change already, so if you want to read them, it's on the screen right now. And then we have the huge list of other patch notes. I'm just going to go ahead and speed run through this. Like I said, it's going to be linked in the comment section down below. So if you want to read your own class changes, go do that. It's too much for me to go over, and it literally wouldn't make sense. Most of these classes I don't touch, you know. I don't know really 100% what these changes will mean, besides the ones I play like Wild Soul and Breaker and that kind of stuff. But there we have it, guys. That's going to be the full patch notes rundown. I'm sad I couldn't keep this below like 30 plus minutes, but it is what it is. Like, it's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff. What do I think about this? I think Paradise is definitely a W. I think it's an L that we're not going to get ourselves the exchange tickets, because that's coming next month apparently. We don't have the prestige shop as well apparently, because it's not in there yet. We get the new pay-to-win system, but I think everything else I think is very good. Solo mode's very good. Solo mode shop is very good. Adjustment of things is good. The events are good. So there's a few ups and downs. I'm giving this patch notes 7.5 out of 10. If the new pay-to-win system wouldn't be in there, it probably would be a 9. Why I give it, I personally don't really care about the pay-to-win system, but I think them just suddenly dropping it on us is pretty bad. Okay, that's just why I think about it. So 7.5 out of 10, and otherwise it would be a 9. So guys, I think to be honest, it's gonna be wrapping it up for me. If you guys are new to the channel, I would highly appreciate a like down below, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Of course, as well, I am live on Twitch if you ever want to go ahead and watch me play live. And of course, I'll be here tomorrow when the big patch is dropping, as soon as the game is live. So say take care, live by, thanks so much for watching, and of course as well, take care.